Hey guys, Tiffany here, and today I am coming to you with a movie review. And today I will be reviewing Clown in a Cornfield. Now, I will say that at first I kind of almost passed this one up just because I don't know, you've seen one clown slasher, at least to me, you've seen one clown slasher movie, you've seen them all, and and to me, nobody can really top It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2. And I personally, I like movies that have a little bit of like kind of a lesson behind it. I'm not really one for just, okay, we're just going to, have a slasher movie just because. That's just not my personal taste, not knocking it. And if that's your thing, fabulous. But it's, but I don't know, just for me, it's not really my thing. Now there are a couple of ones that I do like I do enjoy, like the Halloween franchise. I do like some of the Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Those movies I do like. But a lot of ones that have been coming out lately, it's, I might, watch it for a little bit, but then it's just kind of like, all right, one and done. And like I said, I do like there to be, some significant character development, and also, just like I said, just something that's kind of like, some sort of like, I don't know if a message is the right term, but just, I do like sometimes a movie to maybe say a little something, have something of, maybe a message in it. But so I almost passed up Clown in a Cornfield, but then when I was reading reviews and listening to other people give reviews on it, and they were saying the character development is actually really good, it's entertaining, and that there is something of like, a message interwoven. I decided to give it a chance, and you know what? I'm actually really glad I did, because it is actually a good movie. And at first it does start out where it does seem like it's just going to be your typical clown slasher film, but it really, as the movie goes on, it becomes like, it really becomes so much more than that. And especially as you get to know the characters, and you get to know especially the lead girl, or the final girl, in the movie, and you get to know her and her dynamic with her family, her dad, and then her whole dynamic being the new girl in town, and just trying to, first she's trying to navigate her way around, just around being new in town, and then on top of that she has, there's this whole big thing where they're being stalked by a psycho clown. The thing that I like, without giving too many spoilers away, what I liked is, number one, there is some pretty good character development here. Number two, the whole twist on the clown, the clown killer, is, it's kind of a little bit of like, you're just like, oh, okay, that's a very interesting twist to it. And you almost don't really see it coming. So there's that I really enjoyed about it. And then on top of that, there's kind of a cool little message interwoven into it. So it definitely has some substance. And the thing I appreciated about Clown in a Cornfield was the overall message of combining the new world, the new technologies, the new ways in with the old ways, and how the two have to go hand in hand. Because there were times in the film where, the younger characters were, very dismissive of, the older people in town and everything, which, that happens. But they were very dismissive and just thought that, oh, they're out of touch. That way of being is out of touch. We're the future, blah, blah, blah. And but then but then they do find themselves in harrowing situations where if they did know, if they did know maybe some of that older technology, some of those older ways of being, if they were familiar with that, not that they necessarily had to live it, but if they were familiar with that and how things worked, they could have probably gotten themselves out of some pretty harrowing situations a lot faster and a lot sooner. So, and I think it was kind of like a lesson for, for both to not be so arrogant that your way is the only right way. Don't be, like you say, if you're, of the younger generation, don't get so arrogant and caught up in, oh, we're better and you're irrelevant because that's in the past. And same thing, if you're part of like the older generation, don't get so, condescending toward, the newer ways of being and, and the younger generations. So again, like it has to be unified. It has to go hand in hand in order for really anything to work. And and that is what I liked about this movie, was that there was that interwoven, because a lot of, some of you that follow like my music and all that stuff know that I'm a huge history buff. I love history. I love living history. I love reenacting. And, and it is, very fascinating to, learn of the older ways. And I'm always, always very adamant about respect for the ancestors, honoring your ancestors and learning from them, both the good and the bad, because as they say, those that do not learn from history are therefore doomed to repeat it. So like I said, I really liked that message that seemed to be interwoven in Clown in a Cornfield. I thought that approach was just really, that was a really cool and kind of unique approach. In fact, this film, I think, takes like a very unique approach just in general to not only the whole like, scary clown genre, but the whole slasher genre, and it kind of gives it a very fresh perspective. And I really appreciated that. So do I recommend seeing Clown in a Cornfield? Absolutely, yes. If that's your thing, if that's what you're looking to see, I, definitely recommend giving it a shot. And yeah, if you saw the movie, let me know what you think. I definitely would be interested in hearing your thoughts on it, and what struck you, maybe what themes caught your attention in the movie. So, all right, so well, that's it for this video, and thank you again for watching. And there's much more to come, especially as we approach spooky season. I will be doing 31 Days of Halloween on this channel, which I'm really excited. Also check out my music channel if you're into like Celtic fantasy music with kind of a gothic twist to it. I'll have that link in the description as well. All right, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.